Hello, hi everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am in my little elf outfit, as you guys can see, since it is Christmas week. But I hope everybody is having a great week, whether if you're working or you are able to take some time off this week and spend time with family. But today I wanted to talk all about getting through the holidays as a plant-based runner. I know for some of you, it can, create a lot of anxiety around eating and food, and all of that around the holidays. Some of you I know too, maybe you're not, having a really big gathering with family. Maybe it's really small, or you're doing something virtual. But I think these are always tips, really good tips and things to help you during the holidays. So let's see here. So I can see your comments here. If if you are on and if you are live, let me know below. Just say hey, say hi. Let me know you're here. And then if you also make sure, I am going live using StreamYard, so just make sure to also post above, there should be a link. Make sure you allow StreamYard to use your name, so when you comment, I know who it is. And then as also, if you're watching this on replay, just let me know that you're watching this on replay. So we'll get started here. All right, cool. So again, if you are live, let me know. If you don't know who I am Coach Kayla. I am a plant-based dietitian working mostly with runners because I love working with runners. I am a marathon runner myself, so I love working with you guys. So I'm really excited about today's Wellness Wednesday tips. So let's get right into it. So my first tip here is to bring your own dishes and snacks to family gatherings. And find alternatives and make traditional foods vegan. So something in my group that we been talking about is recipes and making traditional recipes vegan. I always tell people that, going vegan or eating healthier should not feel like you're depriving yourself of foods that you love. And especially around the holidays, we want to eat those traditional foods, those comfort foods. We should not be depriving ourselves of those foods that we really enjoy. But there's certainly little ways, little tweaks, things that we can do to make foods healthier or to make them vegan without dairy and anything, no any animal products. And then really I've realized too that people really do appreciate it because there are so many food allergies now. So it's actually really, I think, better to do that when you go to gatherings, to have things that are vegan friendly, because there are a lot of people that like I said, have those, have food allergies, but also some people like they don't even realize it. I remember the first time that my mom made something. I can't remember what it was, but we had it around Christmas. Because I remember my grandfather, he's a very picky eater. He's very steak and potatoes kind of guy. And I remember my mom made this dish and she could not believe that he liked it. And my grandma was shocked that he would eat it, that he actually liked this. And it was just like it was a healthier dish than what we're used to eating. So it was really surprising, but he really liked it. So you never know. Sometimes you make dishes and people actually like them a lot more than the regular dish. So don't think, like, oh, I gotta make this. I'm gonna take so much time doing this and no one else is gonna eat it besides me. They might try it. They might like it, especially if you have a family that's not plant-based or vegan. My next tip is to drink water. Always keep a water bottle during the day. Drinking water is so important. It helps to keep you full, but I think we also talked about water yesterday. Water's really, most of your body's made up of water. We need to make sure we're drinking enough water, but it can definitely also help us to prevent us from overeating, because when we're dehydrated or we're not drinking enough water, then we can tend to think, even though we need to drink more water, we end up eating more. So always make sure that you're drinking water throughout the day, especially, before a big meal. This one, I really love this tip. Eating mindfully and in moderation. So, what that means is to eat slowly, take your time, honor your hunger. The way you can honor your hunger is to listen to those hunger cues, but remember that you are not, you may not feel full right away. So, give 10 to 20 minutes, before you get seconds to see if maybe you want extra. Of course, watch your portions, and then, wait. And then if you want more, go get more. I always try to fill up my plate, get a little bit of everything. And then if there's something I want more of, then I go back for it. So yeah, so that definitely wait and honor those hunger cues. That's so important. Okay, I'm just gonna check, see. Okay, no comments here. I covered them up so I can't see them here. Okay, let's see what else. Don't skip meals. Another tip is to don't skip meals before your big dinner. Now, a lot of people, whoops, my earring just fell out. It's been falling out all day. Don't skip meals before the big dinner. You may think like, oh, I want to save calories later in the day. The thing is, you don't want to do that. You don't want to skip meals, especially if you're really getting into that mindset of fueling your body and making sure you're fueling for your runs, and maybe you're running less this week, and that's okay. Keep, trying to be in that habit of fueling your body properly, and don't skip those meals. That really tends to, I think, lead in general to overeating. It also leads to, getting out of that habit of really fueling our bodies properly and throughout the day, like we should. So and then with that as well, eat breakfast and snacks before, so make sure to eat breakfast and also include fiber. Course, fiber is what fills you up, right? So anything with more fiber, when we're talking about plant-based eating, I think in general, if you're, eating more whole foods and more plant-based, then you're probably getting more fiber in your diet. But that's what fills you up. So that's important. Also, remember that all foods fit. If you are somebody that, is still has some guilt and shame around food and, still struggling through that relationship with your food, don't worry, if you're vegan, if you're, just vegan for health reasons purely, don't worry, if foods are not vegan. As long as you don't have a food intolerance or an allergy, it's definitely okay to try those foods if as long as, if I guess if you're, you feel that guilt and that shame, those kind of things, then we don't want to, I want to say that's okay. That's okay for you if that is you. I know this gets a little tricky. With kind of saying that, right? Because certainly if you want to be truly vegan, a lot of, sweets, things like that your family might bring to a gathering might not all be vegan. But I want to tell you that it's okay if, it's not, and you're, not a really, really strict vegan. It's okay to have those foods, especially if you have some guilt and shame around food. And it took me a while to kind of feel good with that, and I've always gone back and forth depending on how my relationship with food is. It's certainly improved, so I've been able to, I feel like, stick with vegan a little bit more easily, but a lot of times I've kind of gone in and out of it because I was still having that guilt and shame from really being too restrictive. Also, be mindful of your drinks. So, being mindful of what you're drinking. Water is always best, right? Use salsa water for fun, low calorie drinks. So you can always do those, but just be mindful of your drinks, because a lot of our drinks can come a lot of calories with them. And also focus on eating fruits and vegetables first before other sweet treats. And another thing, that a tip that I thought would be really helpful as well in getting in those fruits and vegetables before those other treats is using the Daily Dozen app. If you haven't already, download the Daily Dozen app. This app is created by Dr. Greger, and love this app. It's really awesome because you can check box thank foods when you eat them every day, but it's a really good way of remembering what you should be focusing on each day and not what you shouldn't be eating. So I think it can be really helpful for, for Christmas. And, if you're having anxiety about all the food and treats and all of that, try to get all those 12 foods or those 12 daily dozen before you're indulging or you have a sweet treat, right? So again, get those fruits and vegetables first. Also, I wanted to mention here, because it's part of the daily dozen, is, go for a run, do something fun, move, maybe go for a walk with your family, do something, to move your body, but don't stress about, running longer or running more because you're eating more that day. It all balances out once you get back into your training and your usual schedule. What else? And I guess that goes along with this as well, is focus on spending that time with your family and friends. So hopefully you are able to spend that time with your family and with your friends this holiday. I know it might look different for some people. I know for my family, we're just going to do a virtual Christmas, so it's going to be a little bit different this year, but we're still going to be able to spend time with each other, and that's what it'll definitely be more about, even though, a lot of times during the holidays, food is a big part of that. So that's why I wanted to talk about that, and exercising and running and all of that stuff. All right, cool. So those are all my tips that I have for you guys. Does anyone have any questions? Again, let me know if you're here. I don't see any comments that popped up. Maybe nobody's on today. I know everyone's been really busy this week. I think it's been kind of hectic with the holidays. I know I've had to reschedule a lot of client calls and that as well. So hopefully these tips were helpful, and Merry Christmas. I am so grateful for all of you, and thank you so much for being a part of this community. Always, as well, if you think somebody else would benefit from being in the plant-based running community and being a part of it, and it would help them, then certainly make sure to invite them. You can invite them into the group, as long as they are plant-based and as long as they are a runner, or even if they're just interested in plant-based eating and what that can do for you as a runner and endurance athlete, they can join. They also don't have to necessarily be a runner. There are some cyclists and triathlons, obstacle race courses, athletes as well in this group as well. So definitely feel free to invite them. Hope everybody again is having a great week, and we will talk soon. All right, bye everyone.